The devastating aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. As the sun rose on Thursday, the Caribbean nations of Haiti, Jamaica, and Cuba began the arduous task of picking up the pieces in the wake of Hurricane Melissa's wrath. The storm, one of the most powerful Atlantic hurricanes ever recorded, left a trail of destruction and heartache in its path. In the town of Black River, Jamaica, the sound of chainsaws and machetes cutting through debris filled the air. Communities across the northern Caribbean united in their efforts to dig out and assess the damage. The rumble of heavy machinery echoed through the streets, a stark contrast to the usual peaceful ambiance. Jamaica bore the brunt of Melissa's fury. Government workers and residents worked tirelessly to clear roads, aiming to reach isolated communities in the southeast that had suffered a direct hit. Stunned residents wandered amidst the ruins, their homes reduced to mere shells, with belongings strewn about. "I've lost everything," said Sylvester Guthrie, a resident of Lacovia, as he clung to his bicycle, the only valuable possession left intact. The devastation was palpable, and the sense of loss hung heavy in the air. Emergency relief efforts were underway, with flights landing at Jamaica's main airport, which had reopened late Wednesday. Crews distributed essential supplies like water and medicine, while helicopters dropped food to communities cut off by the storm's destruction. Bridges were washed away, roads flattened, and homes reduced to rubble, leaving many without access to basic necessities. The entire Jamaica is in a state of crisis, Education Minister Dana Morris Dixon emphasized. The death toll in Jamaica stood at 14, but officials feared it would rise further. In one isolated community, residents pleaded for help to remove a victim's body entangled in a tree, a stark reminder of the storm's deadly impact. More than 13,000 people sought refuge in shelters, with the island facing power outages and limited mobile phone coverage. Long lines formed at gas stations and supermarkets as people clutched cash, desperate for essentials. The situation was tense, and officials urged patience. "We understand your frustration and anxiety," said Daryl Vaz, Jamaica's telecommunications and energy minister. Water trucks were mobilized to serve rural communities without access to the government's utility system, a crucial step in providing much-needed relief. Cuba, too, faced a slow and challenging recovery. Heavy equipment cleared blocked roads and highways, and the military assisted in rescuing those trapped in isolated areas at risk of landslides. While no deaths were reported, the town of El Cobre in Santiago de Cuba suffered significant damage. Odaris Ojeda, a retiree, described the storm's impact. "It was a disaster. So much wind, it tore off zinc roofs and caused some houses to collapse entirely. Even the Basilica of Our Lady of Charity, a sacred site for Catholics and practitioners of Santeria, sustained extensive damage." Father Rogelio Din Puerta lamented, "The sanctuary, the carpentry, stained glass, and masonry all suffered greatly." The official damage estimate remained unclear, but reports from affected provinces highlighted losses of roofs, power lines, and telecommunications infrastructure, as well as heavy agricultural losses. Haiti, already reeling from political instability, faced catastrophic flooding. At least 30 people lost their lives, with 20 others reported missing, mostly in the southern region. Some 15,000 people remained in shelters, and the death toll was expected to rise. "It's a sad moment for the country," said Laurent Saint-Cyr, president of Haiti's Transitional Presidential Council. The government was mobilizing resources to search for survivors and provide emergency relief. Hurricane Melissa's impact extended beyond the Caribbean, with the storm tying strength records for Atlantic hurricanes making landfall. As it moved northeast, Melissa maintained its intensity, posing a continued threat to Bermuda and the surrounding regions. The aftermath of Hurricane Melissa serves as a stark reminder of the devastating impact of natural disasters. As these nations rebuild, the world watches with a heavy heart, offering support and solidarity in the face of such immense loss. Here's where it gets controversial. The U.S. State Department issued a statement offering assistance to the Cuban people, a rare gesture amidst a bitter conflict and decades of economic sanctions. How will this cooperation unfold, and will it make a difference in the recovery efforts? The world awaits with bated breath. What are your thoughts on the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa and the international response? Share your insights and opinions in the comments below.